So in society today, having a degree is a must in order to live a content life. It's not like how it was before when you could choose to go down the work pathway or the college pathway. Because let's face it, going down the work pathway in today's society would be extremely hard. Because, for example, there are some individuals having to live paycheck to paycheck. So, many young and old individuals are choosing to go to college to receive a degree in order to live contently. For some, going to college is their one way to get to a better life. Yet, college can be a bit discouraging because of how expensive it could be. So, knowing how important college is in today's or in modern day society, all state-funded colleges in the U.S. should be free. This would give more people the opportunity to take more college classes without breaking their bank account, and it would give them the opportunity to focus on their work instead of their empty wallets. So the question is, why should college be free? America's future is at stake, and nearly everyone agrees that education is the biggest factor that will determine the nation's fate moving forward. However, the college affordability is one of the main top concerns when it comes to costs when attending like public colleges or universities or even trade schools. And this leaves many to not want to pursue a higher education because the cost is too high. And this leaves many ill-equipped to find good employment, let alone attain the American dream. So because of the high cost, this leaves even college graduates to levels of debt that hamper their ability to obtain a middle-class lifestyle. So according to trade schools, in 2015, the total amount of student loan debt in America is estimated to be about $1.3 trillion, which is 39% higher than it was 4 years ago. So some may ask, do we always have to pay to go to college for free? Believe it or not, there was a time in our nation's history when people could attend public colleges for free. So according to trade schools, the Morrill Act of 1862 enabled land-grant colleges to be created by states on federal lands so that a higher education would be available for Americans of all social class. However, this was only possible because since only a small amount of people actually attended college back then. So, as enrollment grew over the years, so did the funding requirements in each state, and this eventually led public colleges to charge tuition and raise their fees as enrollment grew and state funding slowed. So with college being free, it would not only benefit the individuals of society, yet the nation as a whole. With more and more of today's jobs that are knowledge-based or require technical skills, and so having a better educated workforce would fill the gaps that prevent America's economy from growing faster. So you may ask, where would all this money come from in order to have free college tuition? Some economists or economists believe that every American who wants to could go to college for free if federal and state governments actually made a few reasonable changes. This includes closing corporate tax loopholes that allow companies to legally avoid paying their full share of taxes, increasing the tax rates for America's wealthiest millionaires and billionaires, or even diverting most of the public money currently spent on financial aid toward making all public colleges and universities tuition free instead. So in conclusion, there's a various amount of benefits for free college. It would move not only the public, yet the nation into bigger and better things in the near future. However, keeping the cost of college too high would only prevent this process. So every individual deserves to live a life full of success, yet shouldn't have to undergo debt because of it. Thank you.
All right, Maddie.
Okay. So I like how you made the issue relatable because we're all obviously at college, and some of us came here because we couldn't afford to go to a four-year university or something like that. So I like how you made the issue relatable, and you talk about the importance of it and you stress the need for it. However, and your credibility because of that is decent because you're a college student and so you know generally what you're talking about. However, you do kind of undermine yourself a little bit because you say that like they needed to start charging for college, and then you say that it's possible for it to be free, but they needed to start charging. So that was just a little weird. The other issue that I noticed was you were looking at the flashcards, and when you weren't looking at the flashcards, you were looking almost at the ceiling. So, but that was, it was good speech. And you were obviously passionate about it, so.
All right. I think you start with a direct statement of your point of view so we know exactly where you're headed. You've got a clear purpose statement. That's okay. I do think you need more of a structure for the supporting material. You are kind of rushing to the conclusion. There are some good points in the speech, but they often get underdeveloped, or they're just presuppositions that you're making without necessarily providing grounds to support those conclusions. I got no data, for instance, on how it's college costs or what are keeping people out of college. What the percentage of the population is that attends college, graduates college, doesn't choose to go to college. We got no data on that. The notion that people are prevented from getting a college education because of expenses is presumed, and as Maddie just said, people do have a variety of options. Choosing to go here is one of the ways that people save some money in being able to pursue that goal. One of the criticisms, I think, of these kinds of proposals is that we might end up spending and diverting a lot of resources which would not pay off in the long run. That's another one of those things that I think needs to be discussed here. I'm not sure the world's full of people who are prepared to go to college, and sometimes maybe the argument should be we should be fixing things earlier in the process rather than at this particular point. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with going to college. I think going to college is important. That's what I do. So the question then becomes, but is everybody ready to be in college? And I'm going, well, if they don't have any stake in what they're doing and they aren't prepared, are we really ready to kind of accept responsibility for that? And I think that there are reservations that people have about those things that need to be discussed a little bit more. I do think that there's probably a safe assumption that you're making that college educations are related to the functioning of our economy and the improvement in the future. I do think that you could provide a little bit more information on that, but it's sketchy. It's underdeveloped. I think you've got good basic ideas here, but it needs to be pumped up a little bit. You've got a frame without much fill in on that frame. We need the use the metaphor of a house. We need the walls and the ceilings and the windows to go along with the frame structure, and I don't think that we're getting that as much as we need. The presentation issues, I think it sounds like you're rushing in the presentation, so that's a little bit of a problem. Your eye contact is inconsistent, and I think you know that. On the other hand, I think that you stand pretty confidently. You look like you want to get to this idea across, and that you've got some passion in what you're saying. I think that does come across. But the speech is barely 4 minutes. It's just 4 minutes and 23 seconds, and so that suggests that there's a lot of room to add stuff in the presentation and make it work a little bit better. All right, thank you. All right. Samantha was here the other day, and I nearly overlooked her because she's sitting in the wrong spot. She's not here today, though, right? I'm looking around. No, okay. And Anthony is missing again. All right. And Jake, you're not here, ready to do a make good on that speech you missed the other day? No, that's just double checking. There we go. Is anybody who's scheduled for day 3 ready to go today? I thought I'd ask, because sometimes people tell me that afterwards, oh, I was ready to go. And I said, well, should have told me. Well, now I'm asking. So I think we're going to probably be okay. If we had to hear, we've got 3 people who have missed so far that we would have to hear make goods from. And I suspect that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 people scheduled for Tuesday. One of those people is not going to be here at all, I'm sure, so we don't really have to worry about that. So we got 5 people that we're going to hear from. I don't think we'd have any trouble getting those 3 people in also, assuming that they show up. But I get the feeling that one of them is definitely not going to show up. So,
Is the test Tuesday too?
yeah, the test is Tuesday.
Making sure.
All right. Oh,